And here we are again, Jeff, in your workshop. All your heads and barrels and machine parts everywhere.
And some of yours.
And some of mine, of course, yeah.
That's
half
the
of mine.
original comp bike.
Oh God, it's been so long ago, Jeff. I can't remember.
Anyway,
that's 10 years ago. That's 10 years ago.
You're not wriggling out of it.
No. Right then, but it's a good point actually, because we said like that's 10 years ago. We were doing some work on that. God only knows when. Parts of that ended up in the bike over there. It got rebuilt again a long time ago, and since then not much has happened to it in the last few years. But there you go. But I did have somebody ask me a question, Jeff, which I'm going to ask you now. We can go through it right now. Which is about what they asked me now. He said, how many different projects are you doing? Because it's very confusing. When you look at this, you look at one, two, three, four, 5 projects, at least, all Kawasaki's. And then over there somewhere, not sure where it's gone yet, there's the Honda, your twin cylinder CB72, not turboed, supercharged bike. And God knows what else is in your shed and everywhere else. We talk about the Unitrack project, we talk about the spares project, we talk about the comp bike. It's all very confusing for people.
It is, yeah.
So, what I wanted to do just now, for just 5 minutes, is to have a quick overview of all your different projects, just as clarified for people who've not been here forever, watching the hundreds of videos we've made, exactly what you're working on right now. Now, I've got my projects, I've got my Z here, and you've got my head there, so we're not talking about that, we're talking about your projects. So let's start off with the obvious one, the elephant in the room, which is this thing over here, which is what I call the comp bike. You call it, I don't know what, the nitro bike or whatever. So,
well,
now I did make a very long video about this some time ago, and since it's not really changed very much.
I've not had time because there's that much stuff in here.
Yes, of course. But without going into too much detail, let's go back in history. And this bike started off as a bike you bought as a complete bike. Did you not?
It did, yes.
And it didn't take long before it was all taken apart. And you made a new frame for it, as I remember.
We started making a new frame.
Yes, but with that original engine that was in it.
Uh-huh.
And then at some point in time, the engine got thrown away, almost anyway. And then I came on board, because you had no money, and I said, oh, go on then, I'll go in with you. And the first thing we did was we bought a new gearbox.
We got that 2-speed, you bought metal for cases.
Oh, yeah.
Is under there.
Yes. Oh, okay, but we won't go there yet. Yeah, so since then, you've made your own billet cases, which are down there. Let me... There they are.
That's the top half and the bottom half's under.
Somewhere there,
under there.
But that's not in the engine right now. That's not in the bike, because they're for the future sort of Mark II engine. This engine here is good for, you reckon, what? 4 fan of brake horsepower? Something like that? Before the bottom end will go bang?
It'll go bang, yeah. It's a standard sawn-off motor.
Right, so stop right there. Again, the crankcases are from a Z. Yeah. Just like all these here, except you've sawn off the back end of it. You've sawn off the gearbox.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a gearbox anymore, because you've got this new gearbox.
Like that.
Oh, okay. There's the old gearbox that you've sawn off.
That's an old set of cases.
Yes.
And it's had bits fitted and welded to seal it.
Okay.
So you're taking the power now out of a shaft that's been fitted on where the original alternator would go.
Right, which we'll see in a minute.
Yeah.
That's on the other side. So it's like a Harley now. It's got like a primary belt drive driving through a big clutch to that 2-speed gearbox, which is the big drum thing there. On this side, of course, you've got all these different belts, and they're driving twin magnetos at the back. An oil pump low down there. Hang on, where's me? Yeah, down there.
Yeah.
Twin magnetos, and of course the pretty big supercharger, which is reversed head, of course.
Sprintex, yeah.
Sprintex, yeah. And you seem to make good progress on it for a few years, and it all sort of stopped because you had no room, I don't think, did you?
I think it's just other things work.
Yes, get in the way. So right now, then it's sitting here, and what it needs is a frame welding up, because you changed that top tube, didn't you? I think it used to have 2.
What I did was it used to have 2, and because originally it come right up at the back.
Yes.
Because I think it was designed originally to have the supercharger at the back.
Right, okay.
And to be honest, the original tubes, to get them, because they were up more with a slight angle on them, I've tried to warm them and slug them, but I don't like it.
Right, you're
so
change it.
I'd like to cut them out completely.
At some point, yeah.
And I've got 2 new pieces of Reynolds Reynolds tube.
Okay.
To go in and make 2 new pieces.
but we're gonna, that's all for the
Right,
future.
that's all for the
But
future.
and at
and
the
it's
front
on the-
here, you've got this sort of partially finished fuel tank, which will be at the front of the bike.
Yeah, that basically where you see that there is where it'll be going.
Yes, yeah. But in terms of what'll happen with it, at some point in time, we're either all going to be dead, or you'll finish it at the end of the day, because if you look around, there's no room. There's like no room to work on it, really. There's like
No.
there's so much stuff going on, and you've got to earn a living by doing work for me
I'm
and
doing
other
work
people.
for.
And this thing always seems to come at the end of the queue. So that's kind of why it's here. That's why it's been here for such a long time. But one day, perhaps it will get finished. And if it does get finished, it's going to run nitro. It's supercharged.
It's going to run. I think the best thing you can do with it is just run it,
Yes.
not to its a full capacity,
No, you don't
but
unplug
just to go and have
Some fun.
some fun. I
Right.
think that's all you can do with it now.
Right. Okay. It may even end up being Dragstalogia because it's so
Well,
old-fashioned.
Dragstalogia now is probably, you'll go out, you may run it on about 75%. If you tried about 90% in it, you're risking
Bang.
back. And at this minute,
Can't afford that.
you can't. You've got to. You want to run it, but you want to try and run it where you're not risking having to spend thousands every time you
Yes.
take it out.
And also time, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if it was running well, it should be making about what, 800 brake horsepower?
I would probably say, it's very hard to say, but I'd certainly say with the CC that it'd be on, I certainly think you'd be talking 700 or 800 horsepower.
And what is the CC, or what would it be?
Well, that's what we've
Oh, we're still
not
discussing that.
decided yet.
Okay, but it might be quite big.
Because we've got them Kawasaki crank bits, I was going to stroke it to
Yes.
68.
Okay.
And if you put an 85mm piston in it, you're heading up nearly 1600 cc.
Yeah. Okay. But all that's for the future. All that's for the future.
It's-
In the meantime, then, Jeff, that's what's happening with the
Yeah.
big drag bike here, the big comp bike, nitro bike. But closer to your heart, I think, is what's lurking down below here, tucked away behind that chair. So let's just unveil it and see what it is. Yeah, Jeff, so tucked away here below your big drag bike is this little drag bike. And it started out life as a Honda CB72, I believe.
72, yeah.
So like a 250, was it, or 350?
I think either well, they were 305 or 250, I think.
Now,
originally.
so again, very quickly, this is a bike you built back in the 80s. And you ran it for a while.
Ran it
and then
for-
sold it. And it disappeared from view for
I
many years.
changed it a bit actually,
Yes.
and what we see here is very little
Yes.
of the original bike.
Right, okay, but we're going too fast again.
Yeah, sorry.
You sold it, off it went, and then you had this urge to build a replica. Did you not? So you started to collect parts to
Yeah.
build a replica of this thing, or how it was
Midlife
back in the
crisis
day. Yes.
kicked in.
And as you were collecting your parts, you noticed an advert on eBay, so you thought, that looks
There was
okay.
some 72 bits.
Yeah,
and
so
bobs for
you
sale.
called the guy,
Yeah.
or rather you bought some bits, you called him, and he said, oh, are you so-and-so? Yes, I am. Well, he says, I've got your bike here under my workbench. Have you? Yes. So
Well, I
you
think it
dashed
was
it.
sat out. It
Sat
was,
outside going rusty.
yeah,
Yeah, it was in a bad way. It was in a bad way.
it was in a bad way.
So you dashed over there, and you had to buy it back, no matter what. You had to buy it back.
I just looked and thought,
Oh dear.
I've got
Yes,
some
you felt-
money,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Get it bought. Brought it back here, and I remember you brought it back here, and within an hour it was in a million parts. It didn't take long for you to take it all to bits. Right. So since then, it's pretty much been taken apart. And there's not much left of the original bike, including the frame, the engine.
the only original bit of the frame now is the front,
The front
half with
end.
the headstock.
Yes, yes, stock. And you've actually made your own barrel, and you've made your
Yeah.
own cases for the supercharger, which
yeah.
I really like. I think
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
They're all done. I've just got it. There's a bit of work to do on it.
Yes.
But that can be done.
Okay.
The next job is to get the lugs finished, and I can get it painted.
Yeah, and get the tank sorted out, the fuel tank sorted
I've
out.
got the crank to build,
Yes.
pistons to sort out,
More expense, of course, because you've got them. You got the
and
money.
I've ended up getting it to a point where I was going to make some billet pistons
Oh, yes.
and 66mm by
Oh, they look.
58.5, which is, it's got a CB 450 crank going
Yes. Yeah.
in it. It works out at about 396cc, which apparently is at is in the class. But whether that matters anymore, if you're just doing
Just run it at Classic
Yeah.
Meets Weather.
I've machined the blanks at this minute to 66.2, ready to get, and getting all the 66mm piston rings is a pain.
I think I did find you some from Wiseco, I think, low compression
Yeah.
pistons, but they weren't showing as available on their website in America, so maybe they don't make it anymore, I don't know.
So I've found loads at 65 and loads at 67. But
No. Well, can't you go to 65 just for the sake of...
well, the liners in it that I've got are at 65,
Okay.
and some have got a few marks in and that.
Okay.
So I'd then have to, if I found a liner to bore out to 65 to get it nice, it probably then won't match
everything else?
what I've done. And this
Okay.
is, things just snowball.
Yes,
you know.
problems.
Um,
Right, so anyway, that's the Honda there. I do like it, actually. I do hope it's going to be finished one day.
It'll be nice for a little.
Little flirt.
I've got to get this, like you say.
It's all about money.
It's all about money at the minute.
Right, okay, so that's that one and this one. But that's not the only drag bike you're working on right now, is it? No. So let's look at the next one. And so the next, or the third drag bike in here, the engine for which is right there in front of you. And I
This
call
one,
that,
yeah.
and I call this the spares bike. In fact, you do too, because it's got the word spares written on it.
That's. I'm trying to sort everything out.
Yes,
So I know where
organised.
I'm up to.
And I call it the spares bike, and we call it the spares bike because it's built
Out
from
of
spares
spares.
parts, mostly from that thing, because it's been changed so much with this massive pile of Kawasaki performance bits and machine
No,
parts.
actually, it's not.
Oh, go on then.
It's built from spares I had. The spares we have is
Oh.
all still sat up there,
All right.
which is that.
This is why it gets confusing. All right, whatever. It's still a spares bike.
I
isn't it?
know every.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
I
I
know.
get lost.
I know what's going on, but trying to explain it to someone
Yes.
is very difficult.
Okay, but there is the engine for the spares bike, which we did a very long series of videos about 20 videos some time ago, where it ended up being pretty much finished. It was assembled, roughly, but it all came apart, because again, there's no space in here, and it's been waiting for an injection of money and time to finish it off. Now that is, again, a supercharged bike, but this time with the head the right way round, normal way round.
It looks basically like it would be in a standard bike.
Yes,
The
yes.
pipes coming out front.
With supercharged back,
Superchargers at the back. Yeah.
magneto ignition.
It's got the magneto at the front.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
4-cylinder.
And right now, in fact, you've been waiting for the time to be right to paint the frame. It's been out there for a while. So let me just go outside very briefly. You stay there, Jeff. You can stay there.
Do that.
Yeah, I'll
It's
go.
sat up.
I'll just quickly go over here.
Trying to make some room to do somebody else's frame.
Oh yes, yes. And that big old thing there, look, is the frame for the spares bike. It's semi-rusty because it's not finished cleaning it up yet, ready for paint. But we have actually got the paint now. Actually, we've got all the paint ready to go. It's just a question of getting the time and the right weather to spray it up. Yeah, so that's the spares bike. That's the third drag bike we've got in here. But it's not the third project. There's more projects that Jeff's got. So let me come back in here now and interrogate Jeff some more. So Jeff, they're your three drag bike projects.
They're the drag bike.
Never-ending projects.
Yeah.
But you've also got kind of like a road bike project too. In fact, you're going to have more than one.
The Unitrack sat up there.
And what is a Unitrack?
Well, that's basically a standard frame.
Unitrack, Kawasaki Unitrack,
Kawasaki,
GPZ11.
And what I was going to do with that is put a supercharger on it, that Sprintex,
Yes.
and sell it as a
Ongoing project.
like a Street Fighter-y
Yes.
sort of.
Okay.
But
Time again. Time escapes you.
it's money, and I don't think there's many people out there with the money. Well,
Well, the issue is I think, there's not many people out there who could finish it, who knows what they're doing.
it's a lot of work.
And also insuring it would be a nightmare, as I know. And so it's just like, you've got to find the right person. There aren't many like me out there, I'm afraid.
No,
For better or worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your Unitrack project. What else do you have? You've got a sort of idea, haven't you, to build a kind of
Well,
Honda
this is
CB
what-
twin?
this
Oh,
engine was
another
gonna
one,
be.
another engine, another Kawasaki engine.
With the reversed head on it.
Yes. Go on then. So that's not going to be the Unitrack project. That's going to be a mad sort of
After
show
seeing
bike
your bike, I was
Yes.
going to build something that's got the supercharger. Frame would have to probably come
at the
off a
front.
bit.
At
Yeah.
the front, yes.
Reasonably standard length forks.
Yes.
Maybe set at maybe 35. You know, like a not too much of a
Rake.
rake,
Yeah.
but something that
Semi drag biking.
semi. The back it'll be low, and the back end will look similar to like what your Harley is.
All right.
I was trying to think of
Like a kind of drag bike
Yeah.
from Bobber.
so you can have like a sports something like a nice tank on it,
Right.
single top tube,
Okay. So it'd be like a sort of bobber, like a sort
Yeah,
of...
and then like a nice seat unit that flows off
yes, like mine, yeah.
with 4 pipes coming out of that.
Okay, cool. So it'd be a sort of mini version of one of these things.
Yeah.
You know, supercharged at the
Right.
front and 4 pipes at the back.
And
yeah.
that's what that number plate and that frame and headstock.
Oh, right, it's 4.
Right, yeah.
Oh, there you go, we come right round it. Well, whether that'll ever happen, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's more of a show bike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now have you got anything else
It'll
that
be
you
a
work on? Show bike.
show
yeah.
bike, really.
Yeah, not a very practical
Or
bike.
Whether anyone will ever want to
Well, we'll see, we'll see.
take anything on like that,
Yes,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Okay.
You know.
Now, didn't you also say you had an idea to build another Honda CB twin sort of road bike, a little cafe race type thing? You were buying bits of it. Even though you got no money, you buy bits of it. So God knows where they are.
There are.
And have you got a frame for that? Oh, you're going to get a frame, aren't you? You're about to get a frame.
That's where that CX500 logbook comes in.
Yes, into play. All right, that's
So
all.
I can build a 500, but as you've pointed out, insuring it once you've got a one-off
Yes, it's difficult.
it may come
Be a problem.
a problem.
Okay, well, we'll see. Anyway, so that's kind of the quick review, very long, quick review of the various projects that are in here that Jeff's got, not mine, but yours. Anything else before I forget? Anything else you're working on, or in your mad head, in your little head of projects?
Well, like you say, I was just finishing them plates off.
Yes.
That is all the gear, because there's a slick, there's another drag bike.
Another drag
up
bike,
there.
okay.
There's the billet yokes, there's forks, there's a wheel, there's virtually a full supercharged
So that's another
Kawasaki
engine
that could be
used.
sold.
Is that a
But-
road bike, or was that going to be
No,
for
it'd be
a drag
literally
bike?
similar to this.
Okay, yeah.
Not as far. Not
No, it'd be a sort of
not in
mini
that area,
version.
but it
Like
would be it would be a serious bit of fun for someone
Yes.
who wanted to do it.
But isn't that then sort of building something a bit like the spares bike, effectively?
It would be similar to that.
Yes. Okay. Right, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why things take such a long time, because just like me, Jeff's got too many projects, not enough time, and not enough money.
I
to
think
get these things.
what my problem is I'm thinking there's too many people out there like me that want to do this.
Yes.
And this is where
Well, there might be, we don't
I've
know.
fallen foul.
Well, I think there's people
It
who
would be
want,
nice,
who
I
would
hope
like
there
to do
is.
it, but
I
don't have a
really
machine
hope there
shop.
is.
You know, they don't have a machine shop, they don't have
Well, this is why
access to a
when I
machine
do
shop.
if you can build something or get the frame done, do a lot of the engineering.
Mm-hmm.
If people then have just got to paint it,
Yes.
maybe even make a seat unit to suit their own needs and
Yes,
put cables
ideas.
and
Yeah.
pipe work and stuff like that.
No.
That's the sort of stuff really that most people I think who are serious are capable
could
of
do.
doing.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I can honestly say, Jeff, I think you're unique, so don't worry about that.
Me, or
Yes.
I'm completely unique.
Yes.
No, nuts.
No,
Nuts is
unique.
the word.
Unique.
No, nuts.
Unique. A mad scientist.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So with that, then, I think we've
In-
covered
in-
all,
in
the
here.
all the different projects. Let me think.
Someone
I think
said,
it's
how
about
old are you? I think I'm 18.
18 going on 50, yeah.
My body's moved on, but my
Yeah,
brain
yeah, time doesn't stop. Yeah, what is it? The days go slowly, but the years fly by. Yeah.
That's the one.
Right, okay, and with that then, it's
Are we
now
having
time for
tea?
my... Yes, we've got some more tea. And that's it. And in fact, I think the tea's just here now. So with that then, Jeff, thanks for that. Thanks for watching.
I hope I've explained everything.
Oh yes, clear as mud. As clear as mud.
It's like an episode of Soap.
Yes.
Confused?
You will be. Right, and with that, we'll call it quits. So thanks for watching, and cheers.